Hey, so earlier today I crossed over and hit 4,000 subs, and this happened much sooner than I was anticipating. I was hoping by the end of the year, late December, I'd hit 4,000, and nope, it actually happened just about a month after I hit 3,000, which is just blowing my mind. And for that, I want to give a huge, gigantic thank you to all of you that have watched, subscribed, commented, well, even a hate comment, even the mean stuff. Huge thank you for all of you for watching all of it. It means the world to me. All the great conversations, friends I've made, all of it. Just such a great, cool, neat experience to be a part of this YouTube thing and all that kind of comes with it. Yeah, I mean, I started this summer of 2016 on a whim. There was no kind of inspiration. There was no, thought. There was no particular direction I was heading with it. I had no goals. I just set up a card table in one of my rooms and reviewed Ghostbusters. And it wasn't even like a hate review. It's not like I even watched Ghostbusters and went, oh, I'm going to trash this. It was just, I like to talk movies. I got some free time, and so just fired up my webcam on my laptop and just went for it. And here we are, a year and 3-4 months later, hitting 4,000 subs is crazy. So this video I did for the MCU Ranked has hit 70,000 views, which is very weird to think about because the city I live in has 20,000 people, so 3 times as many people as live in the city I live in have watched this video, and that's just a crazy thought. And thank you guys once again for watching, commenting, all that fun stuff, being here live with me. Iker, Ryan, Nicholas, a bunch of people kind of chiming in. Nicholas Borg asks, how are you a YouTuber and a father? It means I have no extra hobbies. Basically, doing stuff for YouTube is all I do, and I do when I'm not hanging out with my kids. And even a lot of the stuff I do with my kids is even that will be like watching movies specifically for on here and things like that. So, yeah, it takes up a whole lot of my time. I have to plan quite ahead in all of it. So, Sandhill asks, have you got your tickets for Justice League? Yes, I just bought my tickets today for Justice League at 8:30. My niece has her birthday that day, so I couldn't go to the earliest showing. So at 8:30, I'm going to see it. My review will be up that night. So yeah, there you have it. If you guys wanted to start asking me questions about the channel, all sorts of stuff, let's just kind of have some fun going live in here. Eli asks, do I have tickets for Last Jedi yet? No, there's a lot of showings where I'm at, so I'm not worried I'm not going to be able to get tickets. And they're all pre-seated and stuff. And all my theaters that I used to go out and just buy my tickets when I got there have switched over the last couple of months to being pre-arranged seating. And so it's kind of messed up my whole plan. Someone keeps asking what's on my vest. This is a Coca-Cola vest. And it's not a vest, it's actually a tank top to show off my guns and my killer traps. So there you have it, my inspiration. Zachary's asking my favorite Marvel movie. I don't know. I can't really pick it. It changes too often. Someone else named Shawn. That's amazing. You just subscribed a week ago. Love your... Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and for having an amazing name. It's a good one. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, want to throw them my way, I'll try and answer them. My phone just said, when I started, I thought I had 50% on it, and it dropped down to 20%. So this live stream might end much sooner than I was thinking. So, yeah, sorry about that if that happens. Nicholas says, have you ever shown your kids an R-rated movie yet, like Fury Road? Isn't that bad for kids? Funny you should mention Mad Max. That's an ongoing joke in our marriage that I always want to show the kids Mad Max Fury Road. Technically speaking, my daughter has seen both The Road Warrior and Mad Max Fury Road. Now, she was very young, so the idea that she watched it is like under age 1, couldn't comprehend what she was seeing. Technically speaking, I did have 2 Mad Max movies on while she was in the room. I've tried to show them a bunch of them. I've been shut down on it. Sunil says, what date do you think the review embargo on the Star Wars The Last Jedi will be dropped? That's when I all I could read on that one. I think it'll be lifted the Monday or Tuesday before the movie releases. It'll be lifted just a few days right beforehand. I believe that's what they did last year. And so there you have it. Yeah, it's Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday will be my official guess on what I think it will be. Someone says, have you seen the advertisement for the Nutcracker live action? Nope, I have not. John asks, what are you going to get Black Friday wise, movie wise, or something along those lines? I don't have any inspirations to go out running out and do any Black Friday shopping. I almost never do Black Friday shopping because now everything's on the internet. So, yeah, you can get everything really cheap on there. But beyond that, I don't have any extra money right now. I deliver paint, so I'm trying to build up this. So this is a stream of income. That'd be amazing if this became like a job. But yeah, I can't buy it. Like I would do Blu-ray hauls and stuff like that every month, but if I bought Blu-rays, but I don't. Someone just asked, are you going to see Justice League? Yes, I already said that just a few minutes ago. I've got tickets with selected seats and everything for Thursday night at 8:30. I would have gone to an even earlier showing, except my niece's birthday party is that day. Eli says, not really into movies, I'm more into gaming. My question is, are you into gaming? I like to play video games. The problem is I'm always behind on technology because I'm cheap and don't want to spend money on expensive stuff. And so, like, you know, I got my PlayStation 3 for free when the PlayStation 4 came out, and someone gave me their PlayStation 3. And same with a bunch of the games I have. People are like, yeah, I'm done with these, and they just give them to me. And that's kind of how I do video games, the cheap way. I can't keep up with it. It's just too expensive, and I'm too busy. And even the video games I do play is with my kids. So that's kind of how it plays out. A couple more questions. Iker, you asked, am I going to rank the Punisher movies? It's coming. I've rewatched Dolph Lundgren's movie. I've rewatched Thomas Jane's movie. I just rewatched last night the Punisher Warzone. That's coming next week. I'm going to do a Punisher ranking type deal after I watch Punisher the show, and I'm going to rank all of the different renditions of them. So it'll be movies, TV shows, even that thing that kind of came out with the Dirty Laundry. Someone just asked, plans for Thanksgiving? None. I don't have any fun plans this year. Zachary Milkus asked, iPhone or Android? iPhone. I've got an iPhone and iPad. iPad's dying, so I barely have an iPad. I give it to my kids, and it's not doing well. And I switched to Mac back in 2009. My job, they were Mac-based, and so they bought me my computer, and the person running was like, we're going to be Mac people. So there they had it. They gave me Mac, and so I switched to Apple, and that's what I've been doing ever since then. And I'm very happy with my Apple products thus far. And as a full package, it works together very nicely for me. John Hinkie asks, have you seen Stranger Things Season 2? Yes, I have. I reviewed it. I had some issues with it. I was pretty frustrated with it. I did a review actually with one of my coworkers who really liked it. Came out like a week ago. And I had some issues with it just because they split the team up, and then some of them had PTSD, and there's 11 screaming at people. A little bit too much of a downer for me. Who's your favorite 24 character? Jack Bauer. Got to go Jack. And if not, I'd go David Palmer. Actually, David Palmer, I'd go 50-50. Those are co-bests. David Palmer being the best TV president we've ever had. So that's where I would fall on those things. So questions, they've disappeared from my screen. Iker wants us to know he's seeing Justice League tomorrow. How are you seeing it before us, Iker? That's not cool. Cody Leach asks, best and worst Friday the 13th movies. So the worst, I think I'm going Friday the 13th Part 3. I thought that I was going to like that one more as I rewatched them just a few weeks ago. I thought it was going to be higher up on my list, but it's the one to me that had the highest rehash factor in nothing new, nothing unique, nothing distinctive about it, except it's 3. If I saw it in 3D, maybe it would move up my list quite a bit. But it was just total rehashing of rehash. Ryan S., are you going to Punisher reviews? Yes, I'm going to review the first episode, then the full season, then I'm going to rank all Punishers. But back to Friday the 13th. As for the best one, I would lean towards the reboot or Jason X, or Freddy vs. Jason. Those new things that they've done, that's the stuff that's the most enjoyable to me. Jason X is horrible, but it's one of my favorite movie experiences of all time. Like, favorite. I went to go see it with a group of my friends at the Dollar Theater. That's an amazing movie theater experience right there, watching Jason X with your friends. Then Freddy vs. Jason, just the absurdity to it. The serious Friday the 13th movies to me are just bonkers weird. Yeah, I don't particularly get it. Iker asked me to rank all the movies of 1899. That is a very weird thing to ask someone to rank. Hey, we got another Shawn in the mix. That's amazing. We got like 4 or 5 Shawns in here right now. That's a great thing to have happen. Someone just asked me, do I prefer, I don't believe if you said Dolby stuff or IMAX. True IMAX 2D is the best way to see a movie. True IMAX, filmed in IMAX, 2D, not 3D. I don't want 3D, but 2D IMAX. Someone asked me, have you ever seen any movies in D-Box? I haven't seen D-Box yet. I have not done D-Box yet. I need to try it one of these days. So, but as of yet, I have not done a D-Box movie. But, man, IMAX, I saw Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol in there. And that scene on the building shot in IMAX where Tom Cruise is actually scaling a building in IMAX. That right there is the coolest scene I've ever seen in a movie. I took, then after that, I took my interns to go see The Dark Knight Rises there, and one of my interns dressed up as Bane and had like a mask and everything. Opening day at the IMAX, that was just an awesome experience. So IMAX, I'm a huge fan of real, legitimate IMAX. Yeah, if you've never been to real IMAX, do that. Not 3D, 2D. All right. Eli asks, any favorite sports? I'm into baseball. I don't really watch too many sports. I am in a fantasy football league. Both of my parents are from Denver, so I am obsessed with the Broncos in theory, though I couldn't tell you anyone on the team, so it's like that fake version of being obsessed with the team where you're like, oh yeah, I'm a huge Broncos fan. Oh yeah, really? They're doing great. I mean, I have no clue how they're doing this season, even though the Broncos are my defense on my fantasy football team. But I used to go to a lot of hockey games. There's a hockey, B-level hockey team here in Austin. And so we used to go to about one hockey game a month for a while. So yeah, that's, as for ones I go see live, hockey's the one I go see live the most. And UFC's fun to watch. People pummeling each other in the face. That's amazing. Cody Leach, Dark Universe, salvage it or let it die. Whew. I mean, the way I'm wired, I hate to see things just utterly fail, and so I want to see them do more and for them to redeem themselves and all that fun stuff. But I thought it was a weird idea from the get-go to turn The Mummy into a big Tom Cruise action movie, and then the movie came out and it was a bad, weird idea to convert it into this big sci-fi action movie thing. And so, man, I kind of think you just got to let it die a little bit. Yeah. Like that, it just seems like such a bad idea. What the direction they went with it doesn't work for me. If they said we're going to do a monster universe, they're horror movies, and Blumhouse is going to make them, and they're all going to be under $30 million, or maybe if they went all under $50 million, I'd be like, that sounds cool. Yeah. Horror movies that are done cheap, scary, shared universe tied together, awesome. The idea of turning it into blockbusters, I don't get it. Like, if Bride of the Frankenstein has a budget of over $100 million, what is this movie we're watching? What is it supposed to be? So, yeah, that's where I read some of that stuff, kind of like that. Iker keeps asking about 4D movies. Is that like what they were doing in the 80s, where they would start, like, using air jets to blow in the smell of garbage when someone walked by garbage, and you'd have a scratch and sniff card? I don't know what a 4D movie is. Sounds like a bad idea, so I'm going to go with no. I don't know what it is, and I don't think it's a good idea. Ecozo, I'm watching The Munsters, better than the Tom Cruise movie. Pretty true. Someone asked me about slapstick comedy. I think slapstick comedy, the problem is comedy goes in different waves as to what style society is into. Our tastes shift, and they shift really quickly. And that's why you don't see a lot of comedic actors stretch more than 10, 15 years. And they will be the absolute king of a style of comedy for 10 years. And then they normally either transition into drama or dramedy, or they start embarrassing themselves. And you can just kind of go down the list of people that have kind of gone through these phases with Will Ferrell, where he was huge for so long, and right now it's kind of like he's kind of doing the same shtick, and a lot of these movies are really, really bad. Adam Sandler being like 10 years of amazing, amazing is very much the wrong word, 10 years of a few genuinely great comedies in there. Even does some great acting in a few movies, and then the last 10 years, I don't think I've seen an Adam Sandler movie in 10 years. Like, I think it's been 10 full years since I've watched an Adam Sandler movie, for the simple reason that they're horrible. They're truly abysmal movies. And so, you know, I'm just not particularly interested in watching an Adam Sandler movie. Someone keeps asking me about Jumanji 2. I've seen the trailer. I'm going to go see it. I'm mildly interested. I'm not super excited. I don't hate the idea. It feels like a movie that I'll see it, enjoy it enough, but I'm not the target audience. It seems like a movie aimed very much so for like teenagers or 10-year-old tweens to teenagers. That seems to be the target for the movie, and that's not me. So it seems like one I won't hate, but I'm not going to particularly like it either. Oh, someone asked me DC or Marvel. I think that when it comes to movies, Marvel is winning. They're just really consistent in their quality. Even if you kind of do the different studios, with X-Men has a really good track record. Not as good as MCU, but a really solid track record. They take some risks in there, and they don't all pay off, but a really good track record. But when it comes to my favorite characters, DC. I think DC has the stronger list of characters, both heroes and rogues galleries, pretty safely. That's an easy one for me to say. I prefer that set of characters. There you go. Icarus, when will Masters of Movie Trivia be back? Probably never. It doesn't seem like it's on any track to return, at least on my channel. If you want to suggest some other channels take it over, if they talk to me, I would likely transfer it over to them. I will help write questions for them. I'll tell them all my tricks. I will appear on it. I will host it. I doubt I will edit them. Clorox asks, are you excited for Ready Player One? Yeah, I read the book. I really liked the book. I thought it was really good. And then the trailer, I watched the trailer and went, that looks really cool. I really like that. I'm digging it. Cody Leach, Cody Leach asks, why are they letting this Ben Affleck drama spill out before the release of Justice League? I have no clue what they're doing. I don't know if Ben Affleck is just done with it, tired of it. You pretty clearly had I don't know what all happened, some sort of meltdown. Obviously, serious personal issues. That's been established and clear. And it seems like a little bit like round 2 of that right now as he's promoting Justice League. He's saying stuff that you're like, oh, well, you shouldn't be saying that right now unless they're trolling us. Like, if he says all this stuff, the movie opens to $150 million, it's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and then next Tuesday they go, Ben Affleck signed for the Batman. You know, you got us, guys. Ben Affleck, you nailed it. Very cool. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, I don't know what they're doing. It's weird. But then again, everything's been weird. This whole year of DC announcements and stuff like that are weird. Jordan asks, Hugh Jackman as Bond? Nope, I hate it. I hate the idea of Hugh Jackman as Bond. Not because Hugh Jackman would be a bad Bond. Probably be a good Bond. What I hate is the idea of bringing in an A-list actor to be Bond. Part of what I think the appeal is for for Bond is that they keep getting guys that are up-and-comers, guys that maybe have some background success, and that's who they make Bond. They don't go and get Tom Hardy. They don't get Hugh Jackman. And Hugh Jackman's 50, probably not looking to add another franchise that'll be in for 10 years. There's no reason for a 50-year-old Hugh Jackman to be like, hey, I need to make my name. How am I going to be famous? What's a franchise I can attach myself to? So I don't like the idea for that reason. If they cast him in like 2002, if they cast him instead of Daniel Craig, like before he really became this iconic guy that he is, when he was just Wolverine, it's like, who's this up-and-coming Wolverine guy? Probably would have been awesome. Think it would have been great. But because I don't like the idea of casting A-listers, when people are like, who do you think should be the next James Bond? And I don't ever go towards these lists of A-listers for it. I don't like them particularly at all for that sort of thing. Iker asked me, what are my thoughts on Pitch Perfect 3? The trailers look awful. I actually really like the first Pitch Perfect. But actually the second one too. I didn't see it in the theaters. I didn't see either one of them in the theaters actually. But I didn't have any major issues with the second one. I didn't love it. I wasn't as fond of it. It wasn't as fresh. But as a sequel, did it give me enough of what I wanted without tarnishing the legacy or screwing with the world? Seemed fine. The third one seems like it's going to tarnish the legacy, screw with things, and really mess it up for me. But like the first one, we rented it when it first came out and put it on. I think I fell asleep early. I didn't even finish it. And I woke up 2 hours later, and it was the opening scene again. I was like, what's going on? And my wife goes, oh, I started the movie over again. Fell asleep, woke up 2 hours later, movie's on again. I'm like, what's going on? She said, oh, I just decided to start the movie again. She watched Pitch Perfect 3 times in the night that we watched it. 3 times in a row, till like 4 in the morning watching Pitch Perfect. And I was like, wow, you really like this movie? She goes, no, I don't really like it that much. And didn't want to buy it or anything like that. The second one came out. She's like, I don't need to see this. I'm not a really big fan. And then sometime someone took her to go see the second one. It's like she finally broke down. She's like, I love this series. And she watches them all the time. We're on a bit of a pause. She hasn't been watching it as much recently. But, I mean, I've seen it Pitch Perfect probably 30 times. Trailers for the third one look abysmal. They look like everything I don't want these movies to be. And getting to the silliness and turning into an action movie, kind of like The Hangover 3, where you're like, why are they like explosions and jumping off boats? Like, what is going on in this? Like, this is not the right direction to go with things. So I do not have high hopes. So, you know, there you go. I've not seen The Handmaid's Tale. I don't think I have much interest in it. I don't really know what it is. It's just not one that's kind of crossed my mind. All right, you're asking my predictions for Justice League's Rotten Tomatoes score. 70%. 70%, I believe, is going to be my guess on it. From what I'm seeing from the early reactions, just from the vibe I got from the production and what it seemed like they were doing, let's have a streamlined story and let's pour a lot of fun, humor, sugar on top of it, cook with butter, stuff that makes for easy entertainment, while the troubled production will make the story pretty rocky. Trailers make it pretty clear. CGI is pretty questionable. But a movie that, hey, I enjoyed watching it. It's just kind of a mess. So, there you go. Someone asked me, did I see Geostorm? I did not. If they'd done a Thursday night showings where I was at, I would have gone to see it on Thursday night. And then they didn't. And so I never went to go see it opening weekend. And I was like, all right. If I'm not going to review this if I'm not going to be able to review it the opening weekend, I'm not going to get any views on my review, and who cares anyway? So I'm not going to rush out to see this one and take my time doing that. So I missed that one. Though, like I said, if I could have seen it the opening night, I would have seen it and reviewed it on my channel, but I have not. And I don't feel like I missed anything based off what everyone has said. If you could watch only one movie franchise, what would it be for you? Mine would be Star Wars. Like, if I'm on an island and I only get one franchise, Star Wars, for good reason, would be an obvious pick. Star Trek, for obvious reasons, would be one. Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it's got 17 movies, would be another solid contender. If I gotta go with one, though, because if you go Star Wars, the prequels, I'm not as nuts about those. I think I might go MCU just because there's 17 of them. I think that might be the direction that I would go just for having more of them. So there you go. I think that's going to be my final pick on that one. All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know how much battery life I have left, so this could shut off at any moment. You guys have any final questions for me? Questions, anyone? Or has my connection just slowed down so I'm not getting your questions? Hey, Sean, why does Thor have two eyes in Infinity War? I haven't seen Infinity War yet, and neither have you. So I don't know that we can confirm that he does have two eyes in Infinity War. And you have to think through it from the perspective of they've put out certain trailers and things were released for it before Thor Ragnarok came out, and they would be aware, hey, him losing eyes, that's kind of a spoiler. And so they can adjust things like that, like to trick you. Like they'll put things in trailers that are dishonest in the one sense, but it's dishonest for the right reasons. So there were shots where I think they covered up the fact that we're in the trailer where he only had one eye, but they kind of covered up a little bit that he only had one eye. And I think they did that for good reasons. Like I don't think that's wrong or dishonest to do that. But there you go. Iker has top 10 picks for Batgirl in the DCEU. Well, I can't really pull that one up off the top of my head. Who's your favorite character we have from Guardians of the Galaxy? I couldn't catch it. So if you want to ask the one about favorite character, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I can elaborate on that. I can give you thoughts, but I didn't quite grasp it and read it because it only appears on my screen very quickly. Eli says, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I plan to keep doing that and keep on improving things. And thank you for joining us on our live feed. And yeah, hopefully the best is yet to come. Who is your favorite character from the Guardians of the Galaxy? It's tricky because there was the answers I probably would have given after the first movie aren't the same as I would give after the second movie because the second movie soured a couple things for me. If you've seen my reviews, any of my rankings, you know it's pretty well established. Actually, if you're wondering what the least popular thing I've said on my channel is, the thing I've by far gotten the most crap from people over is that I didn't particularly care for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'd still give it a thumbs up, but I had a lot of issues with it just because it had a mean streak in it. I really didn't like what they did with the ego and the motivation and everything that kind of going along with that. And so that makes it really difficult for me to answer the question because I have to rewatch Guardians 2. Coming out of the first one, Drax, but in the second one, Drax is such a dick to, was it Manatee? The girl with that he just calls her ugly the whole movie. Just kind of, didn't sit right with me. It was funny, but it didn't feel right for the movie. I liked Star-Lord, but I didn't really like what they did with Star-Lord's arc in the second one. It's kind of like feels Matrix 2-y to me. Mantis, there we go. Matrix 2-y to me, where you build up the one and he's special, and then you have this arc scene towards the end of the second movie where you reveal, actually what's going on here is this. And then I go, I don't like that. I don't like that as the reason that he was special before and where the costs for us to get here. So I got to rewatch the second one to give you a definitive answer. But I like most all of them. They're all pretty great. Groot's pretty nice guy. Let's see. Rocket, Gentleman, and the Scholar. All right. Do you think Star Wars can survive without the Skywalkers? The new trilogy supposedly be without them. Woo! That was a good one just for you guys. That's why you shouldn't chug Dr. Pepper while making a video where you're talking very fast for 30 minutes straight. Do I think Star Wars can survive without the Skywalkers? Absolutely, and I really hope they do a new trilogy that is not Skywalker, like they've said. And I want them to take 10 years off before they start the episodes up again and continue the Skywalker legacy 10, 15 years with episode 10 and onward. Yeah, 10 and onward. But I absolutely think that the Star Wars world is so big and covers so much time. and has so many potential worlds, and that's the fun of it, that you can do different stuff. I've been very disappointed not in the specific movies delivered thus far, but with the generic strategy they've used with the movies they've picked, the spin-offs they've picked, the template for Force Awakens they picked, the types of books that they've chosen to do. Favorite character from Stranger Things Season 2 is Steve. The characters, the books, cartoons they've decided to do, all of it that they've chosen to do is from Clone Wars to A New Hope. Or Clone Wars or a bunch of it in there. So the Clone Wars, Rebellion era, and then build up in the ways you're not as interested in to The Force Awakens. And retelling of Force Awakens. And so a bunch of prequels to A New Hope. A soft remake of A New Hope. A direct prequel to A New Hope. I want them to do new things with it. So, no Skywalkers. Go off to the Outer Rim. Tell me some great stories. Go to the Old Republic. I love all of these ideas. Who's your favorite character of the MCU? I don't know. Captain America? It's tough. There's a lot of good ones in there. So, my immediate one, just because he's a good guy, that's where I naturally default towards. All right, James joined in and he's got some cheesy puffs to watch with us. Hey, cool. Eco Gazus, favorite old TV show: animated, Batman the Animated Series, sci-fi, Star Trek: The Next Generation, comedy, Seinfeld. Those are the ones coming to mind. Trying to go pre the year 2000, when I think older, that's where I would go for. For ones that are already canceled, The Office seasons 1 through 4. That's the show I've rewatched the most. The Office seasons 1 through 4. Those are the seasons of television I've by far repeated watching the most. Someone asked about anime. Haven't really watched a lot of anime. People keep asking most anticipated 2018. Ready Player One, pretty excited about that. I keep forgetting what movies. Oh, Predators, the Predator, whatever the Predator movie is. I'm very excited about that. Very excited about the Predator movie. That's probably a top 5 for me. I'm very fond of the Predator franchise, and I think there's plenty of room for new stuff with it. And yes, have you seen the Infinity War trailer from Comic-Con? Nope. I'm not really interested in watching like a camera version of a trailer up on the screen. Like that, it just didn't appeal to me to watch it in that way. And because I do reactions on my channel and go to the movies a lot, I have to see a lot of trailers. And so if I don't have to watch a trailer, I kind of choose not to. So I kind of avoid things when I'm not seeing it in the theater or doing a reaction to it. I don't like watch movie clips before we see movies. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's a ton of ones I could potentially be interested in, but I don't know. Several of you guys asked ones I was kind of interested in. Scream 5. Cody Leach asked, am I interested in Scream 5? Yeah, I'd be open to Scream 5. But if you've seen my Scream reviews, my Scream 4 in particular review, I think you have to update the genre. I think you have to... The first one was a deconstruction of the slasher genre that had come over the 15 years prior to Scream coming out. Now we're 20 years since the original, 21 years since the original, and by this time this movie would come out, 22, 23 years since the original. You do a deconstruction of horror movies since then, and that's what I think it needs to do, and I'd be open to that. I'm not quite sure how that works and what you would do with, because of it's tied to the slasher genre, and you don't want to just totally shift genres, but trying to explore it in that sense. Someone just asked me, what is the grade of my glasses? 0. These are fake glasses. I like to screw around in my videos to amuse myself, and so sometimes I'll put fake glasses on, sometimes I'll shave weird, I'll put funky stuff behind me just to mess with you guys a little bit. It's all kind of a joke. However, I have contacts in. I am very blind. You can see if you ever wanted to see someone touch their eyeball. And my vision is like 2400. I always have corrective lenses because I can't see anything without glasses. That's why I don't feel bad about wearing fake glasses. My current actual glasses, the lenses are shot. Otherwise, I would wear them a lot more. Maybe not in my videos because of the glare and reflection, but I'd be a glasses guy if not for needing. Not for my job is physically active, and so then it's not the best idea to wear glasses while picking up and throwing things. So there you go. Cody Leach asks, more shirtless Stardust reactions? I'm not sure if you're wanting me to do more shirtless Stardust reactions or if you want to see more, for example, from Tyler Tompkins. I could definitely do more shirtless Stardust reactions if you want me to do that. You can see this beautiful muscular body in all of its glory, shirtless for future reactions on Stardust. Probably not going to happen unless Tyler comes down. Someone asked, can I move my ears without touching them? I'm going to go with no. I don't think anything moved there. So, we tried. Classic Modern Moon Reviews. Are you concerned about whether Justice League will turn out good or not? I think that's what you asked. I'm pretty confident. I know exactly how Justice League's going to turn out. I don't know the plot. I don't know the details. I don't know how Superman's going to factor in. I don't know what I'm going to love about it. I'm very confident of what my review for the movie is going to look like. Based off the production, based off knowing who is involved, the way that they rewrote things, the way they've marketed in it, the initial reactions, the way that they've revealed so many trailers over so much time and kind of the same stuff was kind of put out. Pretty good idea what this movie's going to be kind of like. And that's to say, I'm pretty sure I'm going to love the interaction of the people. I'm going to love seeing Batman beat people up, the Flash cracking jokes. Superman's going to show up and it's going to be super cool. And the story's going to be crappy. The villains are going to be crappy. That's what it's going to be like. Cody the Leach asks, The Punisher, the use of Metallica's One, the best use of music in a trailer ever? It's pretty great. The use of Metallica's One in that Punisher trailer is really, really good. Someone asked, the most unpredictable movie I've ever seen. That would go to Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive, is it Lynch film? I went to see that one in the theaters. I was not too far out of high school. Newly into kind of like, oh, I'm an adult. I'm going to go to artsy movies. And I'm going to see dramas. I'm sophisticated. I'm not just going to see action movies. And went to go see Mulholland Drive. Never seen any of his movies before at that point in time. I don't think I'd seen a trailer for it. No expectations. And the movie is the first 2/3 of the movie plays out like 3 or 4 different stories that aren't connected to each other. And there's some weird imagery. And you're like, what is that? Like, is this like a dreamlike quality to it? But it's fairly linear stories. And then you hit a certain point and something happens, and then it just goes like flips out into full-on dream mode type storytelling. And it goes nuts. And it's bizarro. And I mean, no clue. I didn't know what I was watching. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Andy just asked, do you spend a lot of time editing your videos? Depends. It's a huge depends. So the one I just posted right before I went live on 16 Marvel movies you probably haven't seen, I spent, I guess it's Tuesday, so 2 nights editing it. That's a long time for me to spend editing one video. It's probably the video I spent the most time editing it in a very long time. And there's a lot of different clips I looked up and images and especially with my channel growing in subscribers, I'm working very hard to increase the quality of my channel. Someone just asked a question about From Dusk Till Dawn. I didn't read it. Ask me again in a couple minutes when I'm done talking about my editing process. But and a lot of moving parts to it, so I'm trying to have good transitions and raise the quality. With my patrons supporting me, with you guys liking, watching, subscribing, all that fun stuff, it's my obligation to raise the bar and continue to do better. And so I'm trying to do that with my videos in the quality of them. So that takes longer. But once I've created one in a certain fashion, I save it as a template. I take out all the specific graphics and save it. So kind of the current one with transition stuff and slidey stuff before the numbers appear and stuff like that, it's a template that I have that I can just, I go into Photoshop and I switch out the movie posters and then they switch right over into my Adobe Premiere file, so it's saved. Anyway, probably giving you too much information. But my movie reviews, I can film those and have them edited in 30 minutes. From clicking record, from, all right, I better go shoot this review, hit record to it's done processing, maybe 30 minutes. And that's because I've done a lot of movie reviews and I have a very specific template I use for them. I have like a little quick cold open type thing that I do where maybe you do a little quip, give you a tease of where I'm heading with things. I do a plot summary. I give you like, in general, I liked it, or I hated it, or I was really disappointed. Then I talk about the good, I talk about the bad, I give a number, and then I say, but if I'm being honest, and give a recommendation that might give a recommendation, then I say, but what about you? Comment down below, and then I go, if you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that, and that's kind of my deal, how I, oh, that's the question. I just read the From Dusk Till Dawn quiz. I'm not going to answer your favorite strip scene in a movie, and then he listed off 2 movies. You picked the 2 that I would say are the 2 best ones, but I'm not going to discuss your question. But you did pick the 2 that I would literally give off, in particular, given my specific age. Those are the 2. I use Adobe Premiere to edit things. I have a lot of templates. I have a lot of things that sync up with each other. And so that's kind of how it works. The ranking videos take... whether the short one I just did took a long time to edit it because I cared about the time, and so I was like removing sentences and splicing sentences together and removing breaths to get the file right underneath it. So there's a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, there you go. Favorite director, Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg. He's kind of the safe pick. If you're, I'm not too high. Sophisticated in my taste. I like action adventure type things and dip my toe into drama, and so Steven Spielberg is kind of the perfect pick for that, of having done so many different genres so well. So Steven Spielberg. Do you like the Alien movies? I like Alien and Aliens. I ranked all of them. I did a video back after Alien Covenant came out where I ranked all of them, and Alien and Aliens are amazing. Aliens is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's like a top 10 movie for me. Alien 3 is the movie I hate the most. Because I love Aliens so much that very easily Alien 3, the way it starts off, I hate the movie. The movie doesn't earn the way it starts off. It doesn't, it's like, oh, mundane, more Alien. It's kind of like Alien, but not as good and really dark, cynical, and depressing. Favorite Spielberg movie? I can't pick a favorite yet. I think I did one where I did a video where I ranked his top 10 movies, or did top 10, top 5 movies. But it would be Jurassic Park, Last Crusade. No, excuse me. Raiders. Last Crusade 2. Jaws. There's a bunch of them that are just, I think, the best of their genre, of genres I love. Jurassic Park is a 10 out of 10 for me, easy. Favorite color, blue, because of my eyes. That's also, I had someone accuse me of, someone asked for a tour, so I'll start working towards that. Someone accused me of just ripping off Philip DeFranco, and I was like, I have blue eyes, and blue's a color that goes well with a lot of things, so, yeah, that's why I went with it. Went with blue, just because I wear a lot of blue clothes. I have blue eyes. It wasn't like it. And it didn't even cross my mind that Philip DeFranco uses the color blue. I did cross my mind that I think Stuckman has blue, and so that would have crossed my mind a little bit more. But the thought would have been, I don't want to rip him off too much. All right, so here's the tour. So my wife put these shelves with the lights and everything. She did that. She actually came up with the idea. That's what was even sillier when people were like, you're ripping people off. I was like, my wife is definitely not ripping them off. She came up with this idea, built it. There's a guitar back over there. And so then if we spin over here, I've got 3 lights pointing at me. Those are lights that Cody Leach recommended to me. I got the ones that he said he has. Also behind me, you see a actual green screen, also a thing that Cody Leach mentioned to me, recommended. Whatever he recommended is the one I got. Also, if you look at the back wall, the whole thing's covered in poster board. That's because for like 9 months, if you watch any of my older videos, they had... Everything was green screen, and I had like a fake wall behind me so I could switch out the background and stuff like that. And I was all using this poster board green screen thing, which was pretty crazy the way it worked out. And I was actually going to keep doing that that's why I kind of had the green screen that I bought that was going to do it right with proper lights and everything. But then the way the universe worked out, we had 2 extra shelves because my wife was cleaning out rooms and turned into all this stuff. ABM, do you know Cody Leach? I don't know who you're referring to when you say Cody Leach. I've never heard of him before. So I've never met Cody Leach in person at all. We've never, to my knowledge, never been... Well, we've probably been in the same state at some point in time. I've driven through a number of those states you've lived in. So probably I've technically been in the same state, just had no clue because I hadn't met you. But, yeah, we never met. We talk on Facebook every single day, some sort of message, some sort of quip back and forth between the two of us. We've done a number of collaborations together, so video chats quite frequently. The funniest thing about me chatting about me on Cody Leach is that there's a long-standing tradition of about once a month I accidentally, on Facebook, send him a live video at only the worst times for me. So I'll be driving down the road and then, like, at work, and he'll be like, "Hey, Shawn, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing there? Like, what's going on?" And then I look down, and like I'm video chatting with Cody Leach out of the blue, no long time. Picking up like, what? Why is Cody Leach talking? He's like, "Dude, why did you call me?" I was like, "I'm driving right now. It's like in a big gigantic truck." And then last week, this is the most embarrassing one. I'm trying to like edit some video, or I don't remember, I was moving some stuff around, trying to film something with my son, and I'm in my underwear, like literally boxers, and I accidentally sent a video to Cody, Durbin of Durbania, Tyler Tompkins, and Jeffito's movie blog, me just in my underwear, and you just hear, "Shawn, are you there? Why are you just juggled and naked?" Awkward. That's an awkward thing to do. So, never met Cody Leach, but we talk frequently. Questions? I went on a little Cody Leach rant there. Do I know who Logan Paul is? I know who he is. I've never watched any of his stuff. I pretty exclusively watch movie, TV type stuff and my friends on YouTube, because I try and keep it. There's a bunch of people that I just made friends with here on YouTube from doing it. And so I try and watch one of their videos every single week, comment, like, do everything I can to support them. And so, yeah, I just only have so much time to watch, and so I have to be focused. And so I don't, stuff that's just kind of random entertainment, I don't watch it too much. I watch some of the big, like I watch John Campia's stuff a lot too. And do you watch TV while you sleep with your eyes open? Basically, that's how I do all these lumping videos. That's long time came in and said lumping videos. Ranking videos, I do it by watching TV while I'm sleeping. I actually fall asleep while watching movies, and since I've been watching horror movies for the last 2 months, 2 or 3 months straight, every night I fall asleep. I fall asleep while watching people die in movies. Yeah. Someone asked, can I rank trilogies like Durbin? I don't know what you're asking me right now. I rank a lot of things. I rank a lot of different things in them. So I'm open to whatever you're asking me to do. I just don't know what you're asking me to do specifically. You guys asked several questions. I missed them. What's your favorite horror movie? Scream. I ranked all the Scream movies, and I reviewed all the Scream movies on my channel. Went back to someone specifically, asked me about, do I hate Spider-Man 3? I don't hate it, but it's got big issues. No. Someone just asked, do I hate movies that undo the plot of the previous movie? Absolutely. That's probably the... If I love part 2... Or excuse me. If I love the former movie, the first movie that comes out, and the second one undoes it, I hate the second one. There have been a few movies that have kind of undone the previous one, and I hadn't even noticed it but it's because I didn't care all that much about the first one. But in general, like the reason I hate Alien 3 is because it undoes the previous one. Log Dump. Have you ever watched The Office? I've watched The Office seasons 1 through 4 more than any other seasons of television. Seasons 1 through 4 of The Office, I think, are the funniest seasons of a television show ever. So my wife and I have literally watched them dozens of times. That's not an exaggeration. Some of those episodes we have seen 20, 30 times. That the level to which we watched The Office before we had kids, and even now that we have kids and rewatch them a billion times. Yeah. Have you ever watched My Name is Earl? No, I've not seen a single episode. Do I think Flashpoint is going to be terrible? No, I have no reason to think that. I have no reason to think Flashpoint would be terrible. If they bring in Thomas Wayne with, what's the guy's name? Negan, Supernatural, the comedian, and forgetting his name. And I was watching Watchmen. Like, I've been thinking about him for the last day because I was watching Watchmen to get ready for perhaps this upcoming ranking video. I'm forgetting the Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah, thanks, guys. So if they get him as Thomas Wayne as the Batman, the levels of joy in my heart, if they do a Thomas Wayne alternate brutal Punisher-esque Batman, I'll lose my mind if they announce that. And you guys should too. Like, obviously he's an amazing, awesome actor. Him as Thomas Wayne Batman. If you don't know what the Flashpoint storyline is, it's a really cool storyline to go with. Yeah, there you go. Do I think that The Incredible Hulk is underrated? Yes. I think it's... yes, I do. I like all of the movies. I have it really low in my ranking video, but I still like it. So it's the one that kind of gets crapped on a lot that I don't think it's deserved. I get totally crapping on Thor: The Dark World, even though I think I'd give it like that recommendation right there, that big thumbs up. Whereas The Incredible Hulk, I think it's a good movie, but that's it. I just think it's good. I don't think it's trying to be amazing and great. It's as good as it's trying to be. And so in that it's underrated in the way some people treat it. Like, I don't see any reason to hate it. Someone asked, do you like Now You See Me? Actually, Now You See Me, I saw it in advanced screening. If you go to my channel, one of my very first movie reviews from 4 years ago, so like pre-Shawn Chandler Talks About, just like some stuff I experimented with years ago, is my review of Now You See Me. I only saw it one time. I can't really vouch for what I said. I think it was like, it's all right. But it's like early reviews. You'll see different personality. You'll be like, why is he acting so weird? I don't know. Best console, Sean. I haven't played the Xbox One. I haven't played the PlayStation 4. And I haven't played the Nintendo Switch or really Nintendo Wii U. So I don't know any of the current modern ones. I don't know. I couldn't say. I'm not a big enough gamer to know the distinctives of all the uniquenesses of each one of them. So I can't say it. So sorry. If you guys want to tell me, my wife and I are thinking about getting a Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 or a Switch for Christmas. If you guys want to tell me which one I should get. I have kids. So that kind of factors in a little bit. But you can find some stuff like he does. I guess if you can get that new Lego Dimensions with the Lego Batman movie, the game, my son's good to go because Lego Batman is all he just wants to play that all the time. I'm seeing a pattern of PlayStation 4. Is the Dead Rising game? Is Dead Rising on PlayStation 4? Because that would affect my brain a little bit if I couldn't get the new Dead Rising. Also, if you guys played Dead Rising, and is it worth it? Okay, you're saying it will be soon. That's good, because I don't have the PlayStation 4 yet, so if it's coming soon, that works well enough, as long as it's going to happen at some point in time. All right, we're hitting... Do you like Mario? Yeah, he's a great guy. Be Wise, hi, thanks for chiming in. Oh, you mean the plumber? I've got a picture of my son and I. If you check my personal Facebook page, there's a picture of my son and I as Mario and Luigi for, I think I was Luigi because I'm the tall one. He was Mario for Halloween 2 years ago. 2 years ago we were Mario and Luigi, so you can check that out on my personal Facebook page. Do you like me? Gonna go with, I probably shouldn't say, because I don't want to judge you based off of you just asking the question, do I like you? You comment on a lot of my videos, you join in my live streams, so I do like that about you, but since I don't know you well enough, I don't want to just say empty words to you, so I like you in so much that what I know about you I do like, but I need a deeper knowledge. Have you ever had a bushy beard? That's a funny word. The beard that you've seen on my channel is the craziest my beard has ever been. So whenever it gets kind of scraggly on my channel, that's the craziest that is it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the hairiest in my life has been on here. Do you like the Percy Jackson movies? I haven't seen any of them, so don't know. Couldn't say. Logged Up asked, do you like me? Once again, haven't met you, haven't had personal conversation that's one-on-one with you, but in so much as you join these live streams, yeah, sure. Be Wise asks, do you like Medea? Once again, I've never met Medea, so I don't know. I do not know. But I've never seen any of the Medea movies. I've seen none of the Medea movies. Cody Leach asks, do you like me? No, you passed me in subscribers, so now you're my enemy. That's kind of life for me. If you pass me in subscribers, it's just competition until the very end. Everyone keeps asking, do you like me? If you're in this live stream, if you're taking the time to watch this live stream, officially, I like you, except Cody Leach, because you passed me in subscribers, so you're my rival. I love all of you. You're all wonderful, wonderful people. Let's see, which ones? Someone asked, who's the most underrated YouTuber? I don't know. Who's the most overrated YouTuber? See, the thing for me is that that I don't like... I like variety, and I just accept the fact that each of us like different things. And so, generally speaking, there's something about everyone that I understand why people like them. So, being that PewDiePie is the most famous, and his stuff's weird. Like, like, he does something that entertains a certain category of human, and it's very specific, and he's great at attracting that group of people, and everyone outside of that group of people looks at it and goes, what is this? What am I looking at? But I'd rather stick to kind of my sphere of movie review type stuff. So people are talking about Jeremy Jahns. I think Jeremy Jahns is he's a complicated one. He's very entertaining in certain settings, and so when he's on his A game, he's a very entertaining movie reviewer. Like, if you want a guy that puts out a review that's like talking with your buddy, he's great at that. And feeling like someone that just loves movies, that's his thing. But there's a cap on what he does. And so even when you saw him on... I didn't think he was very good when he was on Collider. And so, like, even when he showed up on Collider, first off, I'm pretty sure he was drunk on the show a lot. Like, I believe that. I believe that he was intoxicated or severely hungover frequently while filming a show, and he would slur his words, talk slowly, and not have meaningful things to say. He would try and be funny and have these metaphors, but he didn't have insight into anything he was talking about. And so he was outside of what he's good at. When he's being an entertaining movie reviewer, a guy that's not overworked, and by overworked I mean working normal number of hours, he's very entertaining at the side of thing. And so that's, that's kind of things. it's this life. Whoa, oh, I think my phone's dying. I think we're shutting down a little bit, so I better head on out of here. Thank you guys so much for chiming in. Someone's asking to do more live streams. I think that's it.